All right, welcome to today's live here on our YouTube channel. We go live every Tuesday at noon Central, so I'm glad that you're here to join me. Welcome, welcome. My name is Jessie. I'm with Decker Truckline, and we're going to talk about driver monthly bonuses today. There are quite a few bonuses in general, I should say, but there are two bonuses. Let's use this hand since I've got my pictures here. There are two bonuses that are monthly that you can earn for an extra 5 cents a mile in total on all the miles completed for the month. If you're a company driver, if you're an owner operator or lease purchase, it's a total of 4 cents a mile between the two that you can get on all the miles ran, loaded and empty. So before we dive into the Scorecard and Smart Drive bonus, those are the names of our bonuses. Before we dive into those bonuses, I do want to give a shout out, a fast, quick shout out. That's where I was going with that. To all of our professional drivers here at Decker, our supporting staff. I mean, all of those involved in the recognition of the 2022 best fleets to drive for. So for those of you who are unaware, actually, you know what? Let me get the picture up. Let's get this up here. For those who are unaware, yesterday, the TCA convention announced the top 2022. Now, they announced it actually in February, but they recognized the 2022 best fleets to drive for, the top 20 carriers yesterday. And both Don and Dale were there to accept the award. So if you didn't know, Don is on the left, Dale is on the right. And Mr. Don Decker says, "We are extremely proud of this accomplishment. I've had the belief for many years that Decker Truckline is an outstanding company, and it is especially rewarding to know that it's recognized by our drivers, our staff, peers, and now the Truckload Carriers Association." So no doubt. Thank you to our professional drivers, the managers, the staff, the maintenance team, executive team, and a special thank you to our driver, Don Neely, for nominating DTL this year. So again, congrats to everybody. A message from our own Mr. Don Decker. So fantastic. Awesome news. It is a great honor to be part of the team that was recognized. So I was quite excited. For those of you who didn't know, the nominating driver, which is Don Neely, he actually is up for one of the positions. Well, he's the driver of the year for the flatbed division. But out of the driver of the year, so kind of you have a little bit of a background on this, those drivers of the year, and here's a list of them: Todd Overson, Donald Neely, Chad Hazelton, Tom Melton, Robert Anderson, and Lydia Dietrich. There you go, Lydia. John Hodges. They are all running for the division winners. So those are our 2021 division winners. And out of those, we choose a grand champion. The grand champion wins $15,000 in cash. Now, each of those divisions do win a $3,000 prize, along with the plaque. They get the jacket, they get the decals. You know, there's quite a bit of recognition altogether. But out of those, the grand champion is chosen for the $15,000 in cash, which is super exciting. And along with that, yes, the jacket that has the grand champion on it for 2021, along with everything else. But if you noticed, Don Neely was up there as well. So being recognized by one of our drivers is fantastic. Being recognized by one of our top drivers is even more rewarding. So fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Amy's here. Hey, Amy. Glad you made it. So Ken says, so we're getting stickers for the trucks and trailers for the best fleet to drive for. You know what? I am not exactly sure. We've been trying to figure out what we can do and what all to do for the best fleets to drive for. We're quite excited about it, so we kind of want to plaster it all over the place. But at the same time, where's the best place to put them and all of that? That's what we're trying to figure out. So I don't have an answer for that yet. It's been up in discussion for the last several weeks. And I do know that we're looking at some of the some items to put it on as well to get it out there. And I know we've been talking about a shirt, having a competition that's coming up that we hope to have a little bit of fun with, and put that on there as well. So Amy says, now you can win driver of the year after year, right? Grand champs can be repeats back to back. Grand champs, well, we've never had a grand champion back to back. You can win driver of the year for your division back to back. You cannot win driver of the month back to back. Well, that's not true. You can win driver of the month back to back as long as it's not within the same calendar year. Because actually, Don is a prime example of this, Don Neely, because he won in December of 2020, I think, and then he won again in January of 2021 for the driver of the month. So that's how it works. And you know what? Now that we're on this, let's talk about that just for a second here before we dive into the monthly bonuses, because it's basically a monthly award, maybe not a monthly bonus, but you do get a $100 gift card plus a $50 gift card to the Decker store. So you've got the Walmart gift card and then you've got the Decker store gift card. By the way, we are doing some upgrades there for you. We're going to have more online visibility for you for the store. And Steph, Katie, Tammy, they are quite busy trying to get everything in order for you to see. You can also, there's also a store in Missoula that you'll be able to access some of the items there. Some of them are a little bit different in items. And then we also have, Bessemer has a few things. They don't have the full store, at least not as of yet, but there are quite a few things still available there, like the sunshades. I know in Bessemer we have the sunshades for the front and side of your windows. That is, let me double check. That is for the $5.79 Peterbilts for Bessemer. That's what they have. So I thought I just saw Jody on here. Hey, Jody, you did make it. I do need to visit with you after the live. Kind of want to go through, make sure that I'm understanding everything correctly with what you sent over. So cool. Glad to have you. Amy says, thank you. You bet. Yeah. Amy's there to make sure that I've got the right questions answered for you guys, since I kind of miss it. So Amy, you rock. Thank you so much. Okay, so to dive a little bit deeper, we have driver of the month, and then underneath driver of the month for each of our divisions, we have a nominee that can be. Now, in some divisions, we might have multiple nominees. In other divisions, we might not have a nominee if nobody met or made that expectation. So really the driver of the month, we look at your scorecard and your smart drive, and the top in per division is recognized for driver of the month. Now, if there's a tie, then they'll go to the next and dive deeper with your driver manager, and then there's probably voting going on. But for the most part, that's what it is. They look at your scorecard and your smart drive scores to determine if you are the top driver for the month. But at that point, then you'll get the gift. You get a $50 gift card to Walmart and a gift from the Decker store if you're a nominee, versus the $100 Walmart gift card for the winner per division for driver of the month, and the $50 gift card for driver of the month for the Decker store. So there's quite a bit. And from the driver of the months for the division, for the calendar year, so 12-month period, you'll get into the running for driver of the year. And again, that's where these driver of the years came from. We're going to dive a whole lot deeper next week, because the 29th, the evening of the 29th, so evening of Tuesday evening, we'll be recognizing all of these individuals that won driver of the year for 2021. We'll also be recognizing our million mile winners for 2021, which there's a whole lot of million mile winners. I mean, take a look at this list. It is most definitely, not even everybody's on here. Dwayne Washington is down at the bottom there on that list. And then if I scroll up here, you'll actually see a number: Dale Lehman, Charles Wilson, Charles Zimmerman, who are multiple million mile winners. Pretty big deal. So they'll all be recognized during the event on Tuesday evening. And that'll be on our Facebook channel, by the way. So if you're not following us on Facebook, facebook.com/Detail Inc. We go live every Monday. I had to think about that. Sorry. I had a severe weather report pop up in the corner. We go live every Monday at 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook channel. And then, of course, every noon or every Tuesday at noon Central here on our YouTube. Since I had the interruption, I want to make sure that I get this out to you. There are tornado warnings currently in the eastern Texas area. I probably should have mentioned that was out there. From Houston to the Beaumont up to Monroe, Louisiana area. Let me see if I can get this up here for you guys so that you can actually see exactly what I am seeing for this tornado. Tornado, can I spell? No, can't pronunciate either. Tornado in Texas and Louisiana. Let's see. And there you go. Okay, now there you go. All right, so that's the area that we've got the tornado warnings right now. They've issued for eastern Texas, southern Louisiana area. And now we also just received a warning that I haven't read yet. I just saw it pop up on the screen as I was talking. And this looks like just an update of what I received this morning. So let's see. Tornado. Helps if I put the right name on here to find it. Let's update you with this one here. Not sure if it'll update while I'm showing it to you. There it is. Okay, cool. It did update. But this is basically showing me the severe thunderstorms with the possibilities of tornado activity for later today in those areas. So Lake Charles, not so much Texas, it's more showing the Louisiana, Mississippi area, Alabama into a little bit of Georgia, into Tennessee, southern Kentucky. So please be aware, and we'll try and keep you guys informed as much as possible as that weather, as anything changes in those weather updates for us. All right. Amy says, I went to the store yesterday. Yeah, the store is actually, they've got it. You might be able to access, to look at it right now, but it's completely being updated elsewhere. So not necessarily on that link right now. And yes, the event next Tuesday, if you guys want to attend, please get a hold of Katie, extension 2206. So if you are wanting to attend the Driver of the Year Awards next Tuesday evening, just get a hold of her and RSVP. Let us know if someone's coming with you so that she can get everything set up. Make sure that we've got it all set up for you. But yes, it is available to drivers and families. Usually drivers and a guest, but just reach out to her, find out all the specifics based off of that one. But yeah, Amy says, please everyone stay safe. Yes, especially down in that area that we're seeing those storms, please be careful. Ken says, no, that's where I'm headed to, is Eastern Texas. Yesterday when we were visiting, that's what you had mentioned. So be careful, Ken. And as always, you guys, when it comes to your safety, that is going to rise above the rest. Yes, these loads are important. It is very important to continue to take care of our customers. We have most definitely a reputation for that, and we're quite proud of it. But your safety is more important than anything, and you just need to communicate that with your driver manager. Not your safety. We know that your safety is important, but we need you to communicate what the weather is like. Why, if you need to pull over, need to stop for the time being, just let them know so that we can communicate that with the customer so that they can understand as well. So yes, always first. Jody says those same storms are expected to move into the Mississippi and Alabama later this evening and tonight. Yep, that's exactly right. That's what you're seeing there. That must have been before the update. Hey, Lisa's here. Hey, little Miss Lisa. How many of you guys caught Lisa in the, what it was, Women in Trucking Week or Women in Trucking Day? Well, it was an article that Pilot put on there. So she was driving the Iowa truck. It was pretty cool. No big deal, but it was kind of a big deal. It was totally. Amy says, make the call and hold back if needed. Your safety comes before any load. Absolutely. AJ Min, hello. Any home daily positions out of the Dallas-Fort Worth? Hey, AJ, currently no home daily out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but we do have a couple home daily positions out of Des Moines, Iowa. So Des Moines, Iowa. There we go. We have a home daily position. We also have a home daily position out of Bessemer, Alabama. In both cases, there is some flatbed. Definitely out of Bessemer, we require that you have flatbed experience, at least a year of flatbed experience. It is a local position where your home daily, you could be running, 175, maybe 250 miles out at a time, but you're home daily. So, but that one's a flatbed. The Des Moines one, we require both hazmat and tanker endorsement. And yes, you'll be doing flatbed, you'll be shuttling trailers, be a little bit of running out and coming back, but again, it's still home daily. It's roughly 40, maybe 45 hours a week for both of those. And it's going to be paid based off of experience right around the $21 an hour mark. DGOT Games, do you guys hire owner-operators? Absolutely. The truck has to be a 2012 or newer. I had to remember what year it was. How about is that? So it has to be within 10 years. And yes, we do hire owner-operators. We have flatbed and we have refrigerated options. Of course, it does depend on where you live, on what's available. But we pay 72% of the load plus the fuel surcharge. On refrigerated loads, it'll be 90% of the fuel surcharge because we pay for the reefer fuel. Decker pays for the reefer fuel, and so therefore 10% will go of the surcharge will go towards the reefer fuel. Whereas flatbed or dry loads will have 100% of the fuel surcharge because obviously there's no reefer fuel in that one. So if you're running refrigerated, however you get assigned on a dry van load, then in that case you'll get 100% of the fuel surcharge, not the 90%. If that's clear. Cool. All right. Great question. But yes, 72% of the load plus the fuel surcharge. You'd be responsible for $50 a week for base plates and permits. You'd be responsible for your insurance, your fuel, of course, definitely. Side note, definitely use our fuel routing solution. Save some money. It's a significant savings. It does take into account tolls and stuff as well. Toll scales, all of that, so that it keeps the complete cost down for you. And that's going to be really important. If you have questions, you guys, and I always forget to mention, but this number that's flying across the screen, as well as the web address, you can go to either one of those. If you call the number, you'll be able to talk to one of the recruiters. If you apply online at drivedecker.com, in the upper right-hand corner, it says apply now. You can obviously get the application in, and then a recruiter will give you a call following that. So yes. Amy says, I did read the story. Congrats on that. Yeah, it was pretty cool, wasn't it? It was a nice highlight of Lisa. There were only 2 non-pilot people that I noticed. There were only 2 that were recognized that were non-pilot people. So I thought it was pretty cool. All right, Ken says, we need home daily. Yes, that's in Bessemer and Des Moines currently. Now we have some other home daily positions. Actually, we have flatbed short haul positions that are available for home daily as well. And to just kind of give you an idea of where that is, if you look at this, what way am I pointing? This way? I can't figure out. Over here. That's the map for where we do hire for short haul, flatbed, and can get you home on a daily basis. So you're home on the weekends, and you are also home daily. Now, you'll be driving a tractor trailer, so a tractor with a sleeper. in case weather does get into the way or maybe a load delays, you do have a place to stay while you're waiting, but it's usually home daily. So that's just an in case. Sioux City area, Omaha area, within 50 miles of each of those, we hire for that short haul home daily. Also Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and really along 35 to the Des Moines and Fort Dodge. So we do hire in those areas for home daily also. That's what's currently available for home daily. Every once in a while we'll have additional options, but as of right now, those are our home daily options. We do, however, AJ, we do have a home weekly option for those who are in the Nashville, Arkansas, Texarkana, Arkansas area. It's flatbed. It does require that you have at least a year of flatbed experience. It's a great opportunity for awesome miles. Guarantee of at least 1,000 a week, but your rate of pay, depending on your experience, anywhere from 53 to 70 cents a mile, will be obviously based off your experience, will exceed that $1,000. That $1,000 is like a safety net there for you. But a lot of job site, warehouse deliveries. The loads are preloaded, pre-tarped, but you're still going to be responsible for securing and unsecuring the loads. They're usually live unloads. Like I said, home weekly sometime on the weekend, but yes, that is what we have. Yes, we need more home daily. Yes, indeed. Ken says in the Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I don't have anything in the Phoenix area. No, well, let me rephrase that. I don't have any local or home daily in the Phoenix. We have over-the-road refrigerated, which will get you home about every 2 to 3 weeks in the OTR, refrigerated division. So, yes. George, hello. The other left. I know. What are you talking about? I totally had control over that. No, I didn't. I did not. Owner-operators. So I'm just going to bounce back to Dee's question. Dee got game. By the way, is that like basketball game or... That's where I go. Anyways, for the owner-operators, we also have Lease Purchase available as well. We expect to get our new trucks in May. So if you're looking for a brand new truck, I would say either start as a company driver first, and that way you can waive that $1,500 deposit that we require for the lease purchase if you start as a company driver. Otherwise, if you want to start into the lease purchase, directly into the lease purchase, you're going to have to wait till at least May when we have new trucks available, and check with us on a consistent basis come May, because that can change. We've definitely learned this in the last 2 years, that when you expect a truck or when you expect something from the manufacturer, check on it constantly, because there are constantly changes that they might be waiting. They could be waiting on a chip. They could be waiting on parts. That's the new norm anymore, right? We're so used to getting things just like that, and now life has changed a little bit when it comes to when you order it. It does take a little bit of time when there are multiple factors in there. So, anyways, let us know if you want lease purchase, and communicate with us if you want a brand new truck or if you want to use, because we do have 2019s, 2020s, 2021s currently available for the lease purchase program. Again, it's a $1,500 deposit if you dive right into it. If you want to start as a company driver first and then go into it, that's what I normally suggest, especially if you're new to lease purchase. I highly suggest that. Get a good feel for the company. Make sure that you are getting the miles, have a good understanding of idle time and fuel compliance. It's super important before you go into the lease purchase option. Speaking of idle time and fuel compliance, it is about time to talk about our Smart Drive and our Scorecard bonuses. Don't you think? I think it's about that time. All right, so let's kind of break this down. First off, Smart Drive is our feature in our trucks. We have the safety unit in our trucks that includes a whole lot of stuff. Inward and outward facing event recorders, lane departure, speed gauge, following distance. I know I'm missing things on that, but that is our Smart Drive unit. with your score for your smart drive, if you are 20 or below, you could qualify for the bonus, which is a penny per mile on all the miles that you completed for the month. Now, when I say that you completed for the month, that what I mean by that is that the loads were completed within the month span. So, okay, I'm going to give an example. If you picked up a load on January 30th and you delivered it on February 1st, then that load, those miles for that load are going to go towards your February miles. Now, in the same sense, if you picked up a load on February 28th and delivered it March 2nd, then those miles are going to go towards your March miles. So it's, it's fair. That's how it that's how it works. It's consistent that way. But that way, you know what all miles will be calculated in for your bonus. So whatever miles you completed within the month, you're going to get an extra penny per mile if your smart drive is between 20 or 0 and 20. So 0 being the best, 20 being the highest that you can get and still receive that bonus, which is pretty darn good. And if you see the number of people that received a perfect score on our smart drive, is this my smart drive? Hang on, let me make sure I've got the right. I'm showing you the right stuff. Here we go. Here we go. No big deal, but there are quite a few people on here, right? Yeah, that's a heck of a list. So out of the bonus, we paid over $72,000, by the way, for between the two bonuses to all of our company and owner operators that received a portion of it. $18,207 was paid out for the smart drive bonus alone to our company drivers. Over $3,200 was paid out to our owner operators and Lease Purchase on smart drive alone. But you can see there are quite a few people who received bonuses, or at least the smart drive bonus, for this last month. So congratulations to each and every one of you guys who won that. Lisa, normally we get the driver of the year announcements the week after or a few days after the scorecard and smart drive bonuses, which I received yesterday afternoon. So I would say that I should probably receive it around Wednesday or so, if not before, most likely before Monday. So, are you thinking you're on the February driver of the month? Just kidding. All right, so AJ says, what type of trucks do you have? Automatics, manuals, Freightliners, Kenworth, Volvos? We have a number of options. We have Volvos, we have a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions, and a lot of 579 Peterbilts. So the majority of our trucks are the 579 Petes. They are automatics, and they have pretty much everything you can imagine on them, from APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves, television, a 32-inch television, plus Epic View satellite TV. That's company paid. Although if you're a lease purchase or owner operator, you'd be responsible for that monthly payment if you wanted to take advantage of the Epic View. We have Bunk Heaters, if I didn't mention that, CB units, the smart drive system. We have DriveWise and BestPass for tolls and scales. We have the TransFlow GeoTab system in the truck for your ELDs, your navigation, your communication with your driver manager, as well as your free Wi-Fi. So you've got that. Oh, that's right. Well deserved though. Sometimes you just gotta. So yes, we have quite a bit in our trucks. A lot of amenities. Both the driver side and the passenger have the. Where was I going with that? They have the. Yep. Okay. Lost my train of thought. Driver side, passenger. Smooth ride. I don't know. Okay. Scorecard. That's I just quit on that. Don't know where I was going. Okay, the scorecard bonus. Like I said, we paid over $72,000 for bonuses last month, and so basically for the month of February, paid almost $40,000, $39,881 for the company side bonuses. Air ride. Oh my gosh, that's what I wanted to say. The air ride seats in the passenger and driver's side trucks. I know, it's a word. I do want to say I came up with that myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. I gotta give myself credit because my brain totally stopped. Our owner-operators lease purchase. Owner-operators lease purchase. They were paid out almost $11,000, $10,800 in the scorecard bonus. So, the scorecard bonus, let's break that down a little bit for you. That one has a lot more in, that falls kind of in that, the criteria itself. So I'm going to talk about company side because the lease purchase is a little bit different because the lease purchase does not have the fuel compliance and does not have the idle time. So, but the miles, so the company side, fuel compliance counts for 50 points of 1,000. By the way, the 1,000 is the perfect score. Idle time counts for 200 points of the 1,000. You have miles that count towards 150 points. Preventable accidents, 200. CSA violations, 200. Claims, 100. Service failures, 100. So again, total points of 1,000. If you receive anywhere from 825 or above, you're going to get anywhere from a penny to 4 cents more per mile on all the miles that you receive. Now, I said 5 cents total between the bonuses. So again, you've got 4 cents as a company driver available to you through the scorecard, but then you have the penny per mile for the Smart Drive so that you can get. And we did have a fair amount of people that received both. Here, actually, let me see if I can move this over. We had 1,000 point scorecard. You can see the number of company drivers and owner operators. And if you were able to read the small print in the Smart Drive, you can see that there were a number of people that did earn both the scorecard and the Smart Drive for the bonuses. So it's pretty cool because once you earn it once, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to earn it every time, but you have a good understanding of what it takes to earn it each and every time. So yeah, you have a better opportunity. AJ says, do you have driver-facing cameras, aka Big Brother's is watching you? We do have inward and outward-facing event recorders, yes. But I think it's important for you to know that they're not sitting there. We do not have 680 people sitting here watching our drivers. We just couldn't do it. What we have are inward and outward-facing event recorders, part of the Smart Drive system. If you have a critical event, that's when it kicks on and it'll shoot out a 20-second video clip to Smart Drive. They review it, and if there's a safety matter, it then goes over to the safety department for review. And then at that point, they'll reach out to you. Now, what happens is, okay, so before I even go to that next step, there's an SD card, little SD card. It's actually smaller than this, but there's an SD card in the little camera thing, the inward facing event recorder. Okay. So and it's actually over here on the window. So there is a little SD card into it. It rewrites over the top. So it's constantly filming onto that little SD card, which has been a lifesaver for a few people when it comes to having to fight a ticket, because we can access that with a request. And we actually have a video on it. Patrice took time to give all of the details and answer a lot of those questions on it, because I know I personally had a ton of questions when we first got it, which we've had it for several years now. But anyways, it writes onto an SD card onto the camera that's in the truck, the event recorder that's in the truck. And it just rewrites over itself. So it's 120 hours total. If you were in an accident, which at that time, odds are it's going to kick over to Smart Drive anyway. But if you were pulled over, per se, and said, hey, this person cut me off, or reported, who knows what it might be. Maybe you were pulled over for speeding and you were trying to fight the ticket, then we can put in a request to pull that time frame. So then we need you to tell us when did it happen, and then we'll submit a request to SmartDrive. They can pull a 20-second clip off of that SD card as long as it's within that 120-hour time frame of when that event happened. So we have to know right away. Otherwise, it's going to be recorded over the top of before we could. So it's not a live stream is what I'm getting at. It doesn't sit and just live stream to SmartDrive. You can't go in and say, hey, I wonder what so-and-so's doing right now. You can wonder all you want. You're not going to be able to see. So anyways, AJ, to answer that question, yes, we do have inward and outward facing event recorders. They're not just watching you. It'll be a critical event if it happens, and then it goes to review to SmartDrive, and then it'll go to us for review if it is in fact a safety matter. So Amy says, are you looking for 91K this year? Always. It is our 91st year of Decker being around. So last year we were going for 90K in paying out for monthly bonuses. We were so close. I think the most was 86 or 87. So close, but not yet. So maybe 91. What do you guys think? Doable? I think so. It'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh, by the way, AJ, it was you, right, that asked what we had for trucks? You can see my other left. It's my right. So you can actually see the pictures of the trucks right here. These pictures, by the way, have been submitted by our professional drivers. They've been shared by them. They are some beautiful pictures, and I know some of them you're only getting clips of because they don't quite fit into my little space. But there are some beautiful pictures, and I absolutely love it when there's a group of you guys that just happen to be in an area and then you all line up for a picture. I love that. I think that's fantastic. But yes. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, because I know myself, I would have been intimidated knowing otherwise, so I like to know all the details on that. So, yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the scorecard bonus. I think we covered the questions. Now, fuel compliance, we do have a new fuel solution. I know a lot of you guys, we've reached out to you to see if you had any questions on it, any concerns, so that we can kind of gather the information that you're questioning. Sometimes we, not knowing what you don't understand about it, we could just be telling you all kinds of things. So if you have a question, please submit it through Workhound so that we can get back to you and answer those in detail. And that's again on our fuel solution. We have anywhere from 75% up to, of course, 100% pays, gets you anywhere from 10 to 50 points. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. 10 to 50 points. So if you lost a point or two, excuse me, one second. If you lost 10 points or something like that, 50 points on your scorecard because of the fuel compliance, you can still be eligible for 3 cents of the 4 cents on your scorecard bonus. So you can still earn a level of that scorecard bonus. And still get that SmartDrive too, because it's totally separate from the SmartDrive score. SmartDrive is going to be affected by following too close, or speeding, or erratic lane changes, or what else? Just critical events that are on there. So 20 points or below. But then the scorecard, again, the fuel compliance, idle time, again, you have different levels. If you are less than 5% idle, you're going to get the full 200 points allotted for the idle within that scorecard. And then you'll get, if you have everything else, then you'll still get that 1,000 points, which will get you that 4 cents in total for the scorecard alone on all the miles that you ran for the month, or that you completed for the month. If you only received, say you got 10% idle time, then you lost 100 points in your idle criteria within the idle section of your bonus. Then at that point, you'd bump down to 2 cents a mile on all the miles instead of the 4 cents. So there you have it. Tom says, I got the 2-point bonus last month. I surprised myself. So yeah, two points, that's 2 cents a mile on all dispatched miles, all completed miles for the month. So yep, that roughly, that's roughly another $200 for the bonus, for the 2 cents a mile. Miles, 150 points total. Preventable accidents, CSA violations, claims, and then service failures, so driver service related claims. Those are, service failures are 100 points, so you can still get 2 cents a mile if you had a driver service claim but had everything else. But if you had a CSA violation or if you had a preventable accident, then you would lose 200 points in each one. So it's the claims, the CSA violations and the preventable accidents are each worth 200 points. So if you had either one of those, then you automatically lose that scorecard bonus because it drops you down to 800 out of the 1,000 instead of, 825 or above, which would pay out a portion of that bonus. Now, if you had a driver service claim, that's $100. Driver service claim is $100. 100 points, which would drop you down to 900 and still qualify you for up to 2 cents a mile in the monthly bonus. Same with claims. So if it was a driver-related claim, it'd drop you down 100, but still eligible for up to 2 cents more per mile on those bonuses. So there you have it. Jody says, I'm ready. Awesome. George says, do drivers get a weekly, monthly report on how they're doing on their score and their fuel compliance? Great question. For the scorecard itself, you get the monthly one. And where's my tablet here? Let's see if this sucker's charged. What you do is on your GeoTab unit in the truck, I'm trying to see if this is charged, because of course the moment I need it, it isn't. Once you log into your GeoTab unit on the truck, then you can access your scorecard and your smart drive. That is temporarily though, because you only have access to your scorecard a short time during the month so that it can be reviewed between you and your driver manager. So usually between the 10th and the 15th, it'll be released to you on the tablet. And so if you'll go into your TransFlow or your phone, I'm looking for my phone now. So you'll either go into the TransFlow unit on the GeoTab unit, the TransFlow app on the GeoTab unit, or the TransFlow app on your phone, and go into Scorecard. And then this is dead, I think. Right? Dang nabbit rabbit. Okay, so you'll go into that. They're all the boxes. You'll go into the scorecard and it'll break it down into fuel compliance, idle time, miles, claims, service failures, preventable accidents, CSA violations. It'll just have each of them listed, and then it'll have the points across the way and knowing, what each point system is. So points, maximum points that you can get, and the points that you received, so that you have an idea of what your score was. And then at that point, what we like to do is we like to have you meet with your driver manager over the phone to review what those are. Now, if you have a 1,000-point scorecard, they're going to call and give you the kudos. They want to give you, congratulations, look at this. You're doing this right. Fantastic. Let's keep it going. If you had an 800 and they were able to determine that, hey, you had a CSA violation, maybe it was something that you could have caught on a pre-trip or a post-trip or something like that, then they'll review that with you and say, you know what, we need to make sure that we are doing a thorough job on the pre-trip or post-trip, and that way you can catch these items and you won't end up getting a CSA violation. And then, of course, going through the process of how do you report any damage that's on the vehicle or on the truck or the trailer, so that the safety department or the maintenance department can take care of that for you. So those are all the things that they would go through. Same with fuel compliance. If you had an issue with your fuel solution or fuel compliance, they'll walk through that with you. If you have questions on any of your scorecard and maybe you wanted to address it with, say, Janelle for the fuel compliance, you just reach out to her and they will go ahead and submit a request to review it with you and go over that. Tom says, my total score was 900, so driver miles were 50. So lost 100 of the 50, the 100 of the 150 for the driver miles. So yeah. So if your score was 900, yeah, you would have been at 2 cents. George said, scorecard and fuel compliance. Yes, so it does say, it breaks it down to each level or to each of the criteria, so you know what you got for the points. And if you have any questions, now there's a number of people you can go to. Your driver manager is the one that you'll want to go to first. Get a feel for it, talk it over with them. If there is something that maybe needed to be disputed or you needed to take a step further to question it, you can go to the individual departments. Like say it was a preventable accident and you're like, hey, that wasn't a preventable accident. Then address that with safety. You can give safety a call and they can walk through it with you. If it was something with the fuel or idle, get a hold of Janelle, like I said, and she can go through it with you. But you want to take care of it. You want to look at that each time. You want to look at that between the 10th and the 15th every month so that it can be addressed immediately, because it pays out usually around the 3rd week of the pay period. So if there was a discrepancy, then you want to catch it before it pays out. But yeah, that's something that you want to do, the checks and balance and stuff. Yes, Lisa, that was one of Lexi's pictures in the moonlight. There's quite a few in there though. The ones going through right now, I think, are Dawn's and Jesse's. Dawn Neely's and Jesse Carter's. George says, awesome, thank you. I like it that there's a review part of it. Yeah, because if there's not, you're kind of flying blind, right? If you don't review it, then how can you improve it? I laugh because it's frustrating if you didn't review it. It's frustrating for you. But you can't learn. You don't know what you don't know. So therefore it has to be reviewed. We also have an art ambassador. So it's like a driver ambassador for you. When you first come aboard to Decker, you have a representative, which we call ambassadors. We have a representative who you can reach out to and ask these questions. So of course you've got your driver manager, your go-to there, but the ambassador is a great contact, and at least the first few months that you're here, so they can spend a little bit more time going through, this is how the scorecard works. This is how Smart Drive works. You're going to be getting a payment or a settlement payment. You'll be getting a settlement each and every week. You get your paperwork in by Sunday night at 10 p.m. You get paid Friday for everything that's in. Now, those are the type of things that we'll go over as an ambassador with you, along with 100 other things, pet policy, really anything that comes across, pet policy, rider policy, health insurance starts at 60 days, all of that. You've got access to individuals and a support system here to help you. Speaking of, we also have a Facebook group. We actually have a couple of Facebook groups. Truck Driver Support for Truck Drivers is our Decker Ram Facebook group, but our drivers have put together a Facebook group, which is, honestly, in my opinion, way more beneficial because there's a lot more activity going on in there. And Lisa, I'm calling you out, but Lisa is actually one of the admins on that as well. And they support you so much in providing you if you're having troubles reading your hours of service, or if you're having an issue with your geotab unit, or if you're confused by your fuel routing, or if you're headed into a location that you've never gone to before and you're wondering, hey, is there parking? Is there not? That is an awesome group to be part of, and that is Decker Truckline Drivers. Facebook group. Now, Steve Stone, one of our professional drivers here at Decker, also started a new group called Decker Driver Help. And that one is specifically for the locations of, like our customer locations, whether it's refrigerated or flatbed or dry van, what the name of the location, and if there's any information you should need to know about it. Like, are there facilities? Are there bathroom facilities? Is there somewhere that you can park nearby? Is there overnight parking? That's information that has all been provided by our drivers to help support each other. I think that's pretty awesome. When you're looking out for somebody else, that's pretty awesome. And there's a lot of that. And there's always areas that we can improve upon. So I'm not blind to that fact. But I definitely don't want to overlook the fact that there are so many people looking out for each other and trying to be the support system. Plus, if you're training, if you're with one of our trainers, or if you've recently trained with one of our trainers here at Decker, that's a contact that you can go back to. Our trainers are fantastic about going and answering questions for you, being available. You know, it's been 3 weeks since you're training, and then all of a sudden you come up on an instance that you're like, oh, I know that my trainer said something about this, but I can't remember what it was. Call them up. They'll answer it. They're great about it. Yeah, there's a tangent for you. I never do that. What are you talking about? So that's our scorecard and our Smart Drive bonus. We will be highlighting our Driver of the Years and our Million Miles next Tuesday evening on our Facebook channel. So don't miss that. But I'm not done. I still have to answer some of your questions on the available position. So I'll continue to go through that. Amy says, only way to improve an issue is with communication, and that starts with drivers and staff. I agree with you there. Yes, I do. Communication, very, very key. Speaking of communication, for those of you who are not aware, we also have a Take Pride in Your Ride campaign. That was started, well, at least initiated by some of our drivers as well. You know our equipment is pretty nice looking equipment. We're pretty proud of it. We're proud of the equipment. We're proud of the amenities that come in the equipment. We're proud of our drivers who are driving the equipment. But I know that some of our drivers, our professional drivers, were holding each other to a little bit higher standard, and they wanted to make sure others were doing the same. So we started a program called Take Pride in Your Ride. And when you come in for an inspection for like a level or for service, or an A service or B service or whatever, and you come in and you get an inspection of your truck, they can determine if you're at a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now level 4 is like exceptional. You keep your truck like clean as can be, and they don't have any suggestions. It's beyond expectations. So then you are given a gift card, usually given a gift card, but your name is also put into a drawing for the end of the year. Actually the beginning of the following year, we do a drawing for a $500 gift card, $500 in cash. So this year, Glenn Sloan won. So congratulations to Glenn. But the funny thing is it wasn't something that we communicated a whole lot of. And so I want to make sure that we are. It's something that we have every time you go in for a service. If you do meet one of those criteria, you can win a gift card and your name can be put into the drawing for the $500. So yeah, just side note, that's available. There's a lot of things like that. Like every time you go for a clean inspection, when you're out on the road, this is discussed, like we discuss it more during Blitz Weeks, which is coming up in May. But when we have something like that, you get an extra $50 for a clean inspection. And last week we paid out $450, I think, for clean inspections. Might have to double check on that amount. But too soon. What are you talking about, Lisa? Must have not made one, huh? You kill me. Okay, Jody says, and from what I've seen, you do communicate very well. I've been called back every time I've had a question. Well, good. Yes. Now, if only I could beat you to it. Lisa says, are you a Decker driver? We are trying. We are trying to get him over here. He's got a lot of experience, but it's been older experience. So we're getting him back into the game, right? Yes. What was I going to answer? Oh, questions on availability. So hiring needs, basically. Hiring needs. We do have our elite fleet. Yes, this is a little bit different than our others. This is a guaranteed pay of $2,000. It is a different hiring area than some of our other areas, so I do want to point that out. Here, do I have a screen? Do I have a map? I do have a map. There we go. So you can see here, this is basically the hiring area, just along that route. It has to be right along that route in order to qualify for the elite fleet. But you also have to meet the experience requirements. So you need to have recent refrigerated experience as well as obviously having the experience, having on-time delivery. You have to have excellent company reviews, not company reviews, what do I want to say, like employment verifications, on-time delivery. You have to really excel for this one. Yes, nighttime driving is required. It's a lot of Chicago area. It is a lot of, it's not a lot of miles necessarily, but it is a lot of waiting and going. It's fresh meat is what it is. Well, it's called our fresh meat fleet, so imagine that. So it's fresh meat. It's hard work, and you're required, basically for this, we have to get the truck $5,000 in revenue per truck in order to make this work. So it is hard work for you to meet each and every week. But it's $2,000 guaranteed for you. If you're only available, say, 4 days instead of the 5 days that's required for the week, then you're going to get $325 per day instead of the $2,000 for the week. So it's home weekly, sometime on the weekend, but not necessarily Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's, it's usually just sometime during the weekend, coming on maybe on a Friday night or a Saturday morning. A little bit of flexibility. $434 usually. I only have a couple of positions available for that one. So if you guys are interested, just please reach out to one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698. And I did talk about the local position both in Bessemer, Alabama and Des Moines, Iowa. They're different positions. They're both local. One of them is required hazmat and tanker endorsement. And you also do flatbed and refrigerated and dry van and like all of that. You'll be hauling some flatbed, might be handling some tarps and load securement, picking up and delivering to a customer possibly, might be shuffling, but it's a home daily position. Usually Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Maybe a little bit longer some days, but usually 7 a.m. to 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. Excuse me. Pays $23 an hour. And yeah, a lot of shuttling in and around the Des Moines area. And then the Bessemer local, that one is a flatbed, does require flatbed experience. It's going to be based off of, pay is going to be based a little bit more off of experience from $21 to $23 an hour. You'll need to do load securement. 40 to 45 hours a week is pretty common. Might have an occasional Saturday, but it's usually Monday through Friday. And hauling a lot of pipe, steel, wallboard. Not sure if I'm missing anything there. About a 200-mile radius of Bessemer, so it kind of gives you an idea. Now we have the home daily options in our short haul. And it's home daily most of the time, I should say, because there is an instance where maybe you wouldn't be able to get home that day. But it's okay. We've got the trucks that you're assigned is a truck with a sleeper and all of the amenities that I mentioned before, microwaves, televisions, Epic View satellite TV, company paid, all of that, CB units, all of those are in the truck. So yeah, you're well supplied there. But that's our short haul position. And we can train in flatbed if you don't have flatbed experience for that position. Now, there are positions like that Bessemer local or even our Nashville dedicated position, our over-the-road flatbed, that we do require flatbed experience. So the best thing to do, if at all questioning what the requirements are, please reach out to one of the recruiters so that we can give you the specifics based off of your situation. So 888-668-0698 for more details on that, if you would please. We'll be able to answer that. Of course, we've got over-the-road refrigerated. We've got more of our Midwest refrigerated available. And depending on where you live, we might have multiple home time options, multiple running areas as well. Same with flatbed and yeah, so flatbed and refrigerated currently available. So if you have questions, 888-668-0698. Now, as always, make sure that you follow us. If you're not already subscribed to us on our YouTube channel, please make sure you do so that you don't miss any of this fun. I know you love it. So don't forget to subscribe to us so you can stay in the loop. And then, of course, if you want to follow us on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/DTL Inc. And that way you don't miss any of the lives that we do every Monday at 4 p.m. Central. Plus next Tuesday evening, Tuesday the 29th, as we roll out the red carpet for our Driver of the Years, our Million Mile winners. And, you know, we've got a few things that we're recognizing next week because Decker has been receiving quite a few awards for work that has been completed and job well done. Jobs well done. That's plural, by the way. All right. So Amy says, stay safe. Have a great evening. See you later and bye. All right, you guys, you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. If you have questions at all, please reach out to us at 888-668-0698 so that we can answer those for you. And we'll be here. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon. And apply online at drivedecker.com. Thanks, you guys.